Well, welcome everyone. Students, it's so good to see you again. You look so professional. I'm Dr. Jill Kolesser, and I have the privilege of serving as the 10th Dean of the University of Iowa College of Pharmacy. Just over 2 years ago, I stood where many of you are now, new to the university and new to Iowa City. I was very warmly welcomed to the community, and I'm committed to extending that warm welcome to each of you as you begin your journey in the profession of pharmacy. Thank you to everyone, families, friends, and loved ones, for joining us today to celebrate the class of 2030. Your presence here marks the beginning of a meaningful journey for these future pharmacists, and your support is very much appreciated. We also extend our gratitude to those who could not be with us today. I want to recognize the efforts of the staff at the Hancher Auditorium and the faculty and staff from the College of Pharmacy for organizing this special event. Specifically, I want to recognize our stage members, including our representative from the Iowa Pharmacy Association, President-elect and faculty member Laura Knackel, our keynote speaker and alumni, Laura Borgelt, Associate Dean of Student Services, Cindy Sinoski, and Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Mary Ray, who will lead today's presentation of our students, alongside with our faculty coders, Ryan Jacobson, Louis Stevens, and Matt Wittry. Today's ceremony is more than a tradition. It reflects the care and commitment the college family has for these students. To the parents and families, rest assured, your students are in excellent hands. Over the next 4 years, they will be mentored, challenged, and supported by a community that is passionate about their growth, not only as students, but as future health professionals and lifelong Hawkeye alumni. We also have a few special dignitaries joining us today in the audience that I'd like to acknowledge. This includes Whitney Blason, a member of the college's Young Alumni Board. Also with us today is the Executive Vice President and CEO of the Iowa Pharmacy Association, Dr. Matt Pitlick. Finally, we're joined by the Chief Executive Officer of the American Association of Colleges of Pharmacy, Lee Vermeulen. Additionally, I'd also like to thank Walgreens, our sponsor of today's ceremony. I'm pleased to extend a warm welcome to Walgreens representatives Amy Gasser, Senior District Pharmacy Supervisor, and Brett Barker, District Pharmacy Supervisor. We are so glad you could join us today. Following today's ceremony, we will take a group photograph to commemorate the special day on the Hancher lobby staircase. And don't worry, I will remind you about this photo at least one more time before we finish today. Today marks the beginning of a transformative journey, one that connects you to a proud legacy and propels you toward a future of impact. Established in 1885, our college is one of the oldest in the nation, with over 5,000 living alumni who serve as leaders in pharmacy practice, research, education, and policy. You are now part of this expansive and accomplished network, a family of Hawkeyes dedicated to improving health locally, nationally, and globally. Our graduates are found in every corner of the profession, from community pharmacies in rural Iowa providing essential primary care, to pharmaceutical scientists developing life-saving therapies, to policy advocates shaping healthcare systems. Wherever they go, they carry the values of excellence, compassion, and innovation instilled here at Iowa. The white coat ceremony is more than a tradition, it is a rite of passage. It symbolizes your entry into the healthcare profession and the responsibilities that come with it. To serve with integrity, to learn continuously, and to care deeply. As you don your white coat today, you're not just putting on a coat. You are embracing a commitment to your patients, your community, and your future self as a pharmacist. We're excited to walk alongside you as you begin this journey. Welcome to the College of Pharmacy, and welcome to your new beginning. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Laura Knackel, President-elect of the Iowa Pharmacy Association and a valued member of our faculty. Dr. Knackel earned her Doctor of Pharmacy degree from the University of Iowa in 2005 and joined our faculty in 2015 following 10 years in community pharmacy practice. She is a clinical associate professor and director of the Pharmacy Practice Laboratories, and she continues to care for patients as a community pharmacist in the University of Iowa Healthcare outpatient pharmacies. A board-certified ambulatory care pharmacist and fellow of the American Pharmacists Association, Dr. Knockel has been selected 3 times as the P1 Teacher of the Year. Her experience as a practitioner, educator, mentor, and professional leader makes her especially well-suited to welcome our newest student pharmacists into the profession. As our incoming students begin their professional journey, the Iowa Pharmacy Association will be an important resource for building connections, developing as leaders, and engaging with the profession across our state. We're delighted to have Laura Knockel and Matt Pitlick here to represent the Iowa Pharmacy Association on this meaningful occasion. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Laura Knockel to the podium.
Good morning, students, families, faculty, and guests. Thank you for the kind introduction, Dean Kolesser. As president-elect of the Iowa Pharmacy Association, I'm honored to help welcome you here today. As one of the few states with a single professional voice for pharmacy, IPA brings together pharmacists, student pharmacists, and pharmacy technicians from across Iowa to advance and strengthen our profession. Now, 25 years ago, almost to the day, I was sitting right where you are at my own white coat ceremony. Now, at that point, I knew I wanted to be a pharmacist, but I had no idea where the profession would take me or how many people along the way would influence my career. I certainly didn't know what area of pharmacy I would ultimately practice in, the mentors I would meet, or that one day I would have the privilege of teaching future pharmacists. Looking back, I'm grateful that I stayed open to opportunities that I never would have predicted. As you start your own journey, you'll begin building relationships that can shape your career for years to come. The people sitting around you today are not just your classmates. They will become your colleagues, your collaborators, and lifelong friends. Every class seems to produce at least a marriage or two along the way as well. You'll also build relationships with faculty members, preceptors, and practicing pharmacists that may stay with you throughout your career. Now, I've been fortunate enough to watch those relationships come full circle. One of the pharmacies where I practice is the Clinical Cancer Center at UI Healthcare. Not too long ago, I looked around and realized that every pharmacist on duty with me was someone I had taught when they were in pharmacy school. Now, one day, one of those former students explained to me why we use a specific medication in higher doses for patients that are starting chemotherapy. And as I was listening, I began to realize that somewhere along the way, he had become the expert and I was the one asking all the questions. I'm not sure how he felt about that conversation, but I was beaming with pride about the pharmacist he had become. I have one more example. My pharmacy supervisor at UI Healthcare is also a former student. So experiences like these are great reminders that you never know where your career will lead. Now, through IPA, I've built connections, learned from outstanding pharmacists across the state, and contributed to our profession in ways I never imagined as a student. One of my professors became a colleague and friend, and over the years we stayed connected, mainly through IPA meetings and events. That relationship eventually led to an opportunity that brought me to my faculty position here at Iowa. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to pass on 2 pieces of advice. Be open to opportunity. You will experience many different areas of pharmacy during your training, and some of them may surprise you. Don't be too quick to decide what you will or won't like. Keep an open mind, seek out new experiences, and be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Some of the most fulfilling careers begin with opportunities people never expected to enjoy. Pharmacy is also a small world. You'll hear that way more than once. So wherever you go, build relationships and leave a positive impression. Be involved. Some of the most rewarding experiences of my career have come through professional involvement. But don't wait until graduation. Get involved now. Pharmacy needs your ideas, your talents, and your energy. On behalf of IPA, know that you are joining a profession that is invested in your success. Remember that you are not alone. Lean on your classmates, mentors, and the pharmacists you meet along the way. Then one day, sooner than you think, you will be the colleagues, mentors, and leaders welcoming the next generation into the profession. Congratulations to the University of Iowa College of Pharmacy Class of 2030, and welcome to the profession of pharmacy.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Dr. Laura Borgelt. A proud University of Iowa alumni, Dr. Borgelt earned her Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy at Iowa in 1995 and her Doctor of Pharmacy from the University of Colorado. She completed a primary care residency with the University of Colorado and Kaiser Permanente Rocky Mountain Division. Dr. Borgelt is a board-certified pharmacotherapy specialist and a fellow of the American College of Clinical Pharmacy. She now serves as Executive Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs, Provost, and Chief Academic Officer at the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus, where she is also a tenured professor in the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. Throughout her career as an educator, clinician, scholar, and academic leader, Dr. Borgelt has earned national recognition for her expertise in women's health and patient safety. Additionally, Dr. Borgelt has been selected to receive the 2026 University of Iowa College of Pharmacy Distinguished Alumni Award during fall's homecoming ceremony. As the class of 2030 begins its professional journey, it's especially meaningful to welcome back an Iowa alumna whose career reflects the many ways pharmacists can lead and serve. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Laura Borgelt.
Good morning. I hope you all are as excited as I am to be here in Iowa City. Dean Kolesar, faculty, staff, family members, mentors, and most importantly, members of the entering pharmacy class, thank you for inviting me to be part of this special, special day. It's a tremendous honor for me to return to Iowa City and to the University of Iowa College of Pharmacy as a proud graduate of the class of 1995. And might I add, that was before many, if not all of you were born. 36 years ago, I sat where you are sitting here today. Like many of you, I was excited, nervous, hopeful, and uncertain about what the future might hold. What I could not imagine at that time was where the pharmacy degree would take me, much like Dr. Knuckle just mentioned. I went from pharmacy practice in family medicine to teaching to leadership roles and now into higher education administration. And that is one of the wonderful truths about pharmacy. It opens doors that you cannot yet see. The world has changed dramatically since I first walked through the pharmacy college doors in 1990. We didn't have smartphones, AI, an electronic health record, or many of the therapies that you are now going to learn about. But one thing has not changed, and it never will. Patients, families, and our communities still need knowledgeable professionals that they can trust. Therefore, today, I would like to talk about something perhaps a little bigger than pharmacy school. I would like to talk about what you can take away from this week to begin learning a profession worthy of our trust that the white coat represents. Over the past week, you've participated in what may have felt like a very long list of activities. You learned about the curriculum, technology, mentoring, academic success, wellness resources, financial aid, professional experiences, and many different expectations. But I would suggest that this week was about something deeper. Every session helped to answer one question. What kind of professional are you becoming? When you learned about the curriculum, you were introduced to the knowledge that you will need. When you discussed mentoring, you learned that none of us succeed alone. So I just want to spend a minute discussing the importance of mentors and their ability to change your career. Every one of you will benefit from mentors during pharmacy school. I remember a faculty member, Dr. Randy McDonough. Dr. McDonough challenged me at a point when I was focused only on getting to the next test or the next semester. He encouraged me to think bigger about what I might contribute to the profession. He taught me to think about what the profession needed and that pharmacists could make a profound difference by innovating and caring for patients in the spaces where they needed us most. At the time, I wasn't sure I possessed the skills or the confidence to pursue opportunities beyond what I initially imagined. But mentors often see potential before we recognize it ourselves. Looking back, I'm not sure I would have pursued many of the opportunities that shaped my career without people who believed in me before I fully believed in myself. I know Dr. McDonough, among many other professors, one of which I see in the audience here, Dr. Gary Milovitz, Dr. Lloyd Matheson, the late Dr. Bernard Serafman, and Dr. Jay Curry. They changed my career. Don't view mentorship as something you'll need later. Start now. Build relationships. Ask questions and seek guidance. And mentorship is just one way that we grow as professionals. But becoming a pharmacist is more than professional wisdom and scientific knowledge. It's about developing habits, confidence, and resilience that allow others to place their trust in you. This past week, when you talked about academic success and time management, you learned that excellence comes from your choices, actions, and discipline, not talent alone. When you explored wellness resources, you learned that caring for others begins with caring for yourself. When you discussed imposter syndrome, you learned that many successful professionals still experience moments of self-doubt. The goal is not to eliminate doubt. The goal is to keep moving forward while learning to manage it. If I'm being honest, there were many times in pharmacy school when I was convinced everyone else had it all figured out, certainly better than I did. I would look around the classroom and see students who seemed smarter, more confident, more prepared. And what I eventually learned is that many of them were looking around thinking the exact same thing. One of the great myths of professional education is that successful people don't experience self-doubt. They do. The difference is they don't allow self-doubt to stop them. Over the years, I've learned that courage isn't believing you'll never fail. Courage is knowing you'll learn, you'll adapt, and move forward when you do. The goal is not perfection. The goal is growth. Through growth comes confidence, and through confidence comes trust. When you completed your strengths assessment, you were reminded that the profession needs all kinds of leaders. The last time I took Strength Finders, my top strengths were achiever, relator, learner, responsibility, and focus. Likely no one here has that exact same combination, and that's a great thing, because healthcare doesn't need hundreds of identical pharmacists. It needs pharmacists with different perspectives, talents, and experiences who all share a common purpose to improve the lives of others. The white coat you will wear today represents your shared commitment. Hard work got you here. You should be proud of the journey that brought you to this moment. But your white coat is not a reward for what you have accomplished. Your white coat signals a new responsibility. Your white coat signals the trust others will place in you. Your white coat signals that you have taken the oath of a pharmacist, that you have formally spoken vows about service, integrity, respect, lifelong learning, advancing patient care, and helping to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. Those commitments begin today, not 4 years from now. Long before you earn your degree, people will begin forming impressions about what it means to be a pharmacist based on your words, actions, and professionalism. During pharmacy school, I spent a lot of time worrying about exams and grades and whether I knew enough. And like many students, I measured myself against those scores. Then during one of my early clinical experiences, I met Mrs. Cruz, a patient with type 2 diabetes and hypertension who was really frustrated about medication changes that had just occurred in a recent appointment. Mrs. Cruz changed my perspective. She didn't ask what grade I earned in medicinal chemistry. She didn't ask my class rank. She didn't ask how many hours had I studied for my most recent test. What she wanted to know was simple. Can I trust you? That moment taught me something I have never forgotten. Patients rarely experience healthcare through our transcripts. They experience healthcare through our listening, our compassion, our professionalism, and our commitment to helping them. Knowledge is essential, but knowledge without trust is insufficient. If someone had told me during my first week of pharmacy school that I would one day serve as a provost and chief academic officer at a major academic health campus, I would have laughed, perhaps mostly because I had no idea what a provost did. I had dreams, actually, of becoming a pediatric pharmacist. I thought I understood exactly what my career would look like, but I was wrong. Pharmacy gave me much more than clinical knowledge. It taught me how to solve problems, communicate effectively, evaluate evidence, lead teams, and navigate uncertainty. Those skills opened doors that I couldn't see as a student. So my advice to you is simple, and it reflects what you just heard from Dr. Knuckle. Have a plan, but don't hold to it too tightly. Some of the most meaningful opportunities in your career may be those you cannot yet imagine. The white coat you are receiving today is a symbol that you are beginning to grow. The white coat tells the world that you are beginning a journey toward a profession built on trust. And trust is earned one interaction and one opportunity at a time. As you begin your classes, I hope you will think about this key question. What promise about trust will you make to yourself today? I could not have predicted the patients I would serve, the mentors who would guide me, the students I would teach, or the opportunities that would come my way. But I can tell you this, every meaningful opportunity in my career started with a willingness to learn, a commitment to serve others, and the values represented by the white coat that you'll receive today. The knowledge and skills you gain over the coming years will be very important, but your character, integrity, compassion, and commitment to service will define your legacy in becoming a trusted professional. Therefore, the white coat marks the first mile of a lifelong professional journey, and it's an invitation to grow, an invitation to serve, an invitation to become the trusted professional the future needs. Congratulations on this remarkable achievement. Wear your white coat with humility, wear it with gratitude, wear it with pride, especially since you're a Hawkeye. And most importantly, wear it in a way that earns the trust it symbolizes. Welcome to the profession of pharmacy. Thank you and congratulations.
I'd now like to introduce Dr. Mary Ray, who is going to do the presentation of the student pharmacists and coders.
Good morning. My name is Mary Ray, and I serve as the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs for the Doctor of Pharmacy program. This part of the ceremony will involve the presentation of the white coat. As we learned this morning, it is an honor and privilege to wear this white coat, which signifies caring, trustworthiness, and compassion. This white coat also connects us to others who share in the pharmacy profession and to other healthcare providers who care for patients daily. If you are a healthcare provider, on behalf of the college, I thank you for your contributions to patient care. Mentoring is a highly valued element of our Doctor of Pharmacy program. Multiple mentors assist and guide each student as they navigate pharmacy school and form their own professional identity. As I told the students this week in the engagement course, we aren't hoping to create cookie-cutter pharmacists here at Iowa. Aside from the knowledge, skills, and attitudes they develop on their journey, we aim to help each student determine how to utilize the profession of pharmacy to share themselves and their own unique gifts with patients and the world. We are grateful to all of our mentors. This morning, we are recognizing a few of our distinguished faculty. Dr. Ryan Jacobson is a clinical associate professor in the Department of Pharmacy Practice and Science. He earned his Doctor of Pharmacy degree from Creighton University and teaches across the PharmD curriculum, including cardiology, health coaching, nutrition, and specialty pharmacy. He also serves as a clinical pharmacy specialist in ambulatory care at the Iowa River Landing Heart and Vascular Clinic, where he also precepts student pharmacists on clinical rotations. Dr. Lewis Stevens is an associate professor in the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Experimental Therapeutics. He coordinates the Foundation of Pharmaceutical Sciences courses for P1 students and teaches throughout the curriculum. His research focuses on developing new strategies for preclinical solid form discovery, with a particular interest in co-crystal engineering to improve pharmaceutical performance and manufacturability. Dr. Matt Witry is an associate professor in the Division of Health Services Research at the College of Pharmacy. He earned his PharmD and PhD in pharmaceutical socioeconomics from the University of Iowa. Dr. Witry teaches topics related to patient-centered communication and research methods and collaborates with students, residents, and healthcare partners across Iowa on research focused on improving medication use and patient care. Dr. Jacobson, Stevens, and Witry have the great honor of coding our students this morning as Dean Sinoski reads and recognizes each student pharmacist. I'd like to call Dean Sinoski to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Ray. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cindy Sinoski. I am the Associate Dean of Student Services, and I have the privilege of inviting our students to the stage to coat them with to receive their white coat. Realizing, and I think you've already heard, that the white coat is a symbolic and a meaningful step as they begin their journey as student pharmacists today. I'm going to ask the first row. I see that they're already started their way up, and to line up to begin the ceremony. You can applaud as we go along, as we read the names. There's no need to hold the applause until the very end. Vedika Unihotri. Lizzie Amidzik. Chloe Anderson. Kate Antofer. Braden Apple. Isabel Apple. Eve Armstrong. Lily Ballantyne. Elena Bartolo. Madeline Becker. Amber Beitzel. Jesse Beatty. Evan Bogard. Tate Brecht. Okay. Emily Carmona. Karis Christensen. Reagan Cook. Drew Danielson. Kira DeCasticker. Danica Dumars. Ava Gartelos. Sydney Gathard. Elizabeth Graber. Michael Griffin. Chloe Grooms. Brooke Gustafson. Cassia Hagley. John Hakes. Maya Hardman. Hallie Hazlett. Zachary Heller. Ella Hildreth. Madeline Hillman. Emily Hills. Braden Hirsch. Wait. Okay. Huang Huang. Katrina Ibrahim. Andy Jacob. Alexis Jandula. Maya Jansen. Lauren Jarvel. Jordan Jewett. Elise Kehoe. Crystal Kim. Owen Chose. Madison Kelker. Lo Krieger. Gabby LaRue. Joseph Lee. Shuchi Lin. Connor Loafing. Marissa Long. Dan Martins. John Martinson. Ryler McDowell. Josephine McRoberts. Rachel Meyer. Aaron Mikulski. Josh Minerva. Ethan Montford. On Win. Kaylee Nearing. Vanessa Omalon. Krisha Patel. Ria Patel. Victor Pavlus. Zach Pakula. Leslie Perez. Skylar Pokorzinski. Abby Quello. Bailey Rapensky. Brianna Rejup. Khalud Saeed. Ava Schmidt. Rebecca Schroeder. Emerson Severson. Olivia Schaff. Abigail Surd. Haley Smith. Dom Stringham. Haley Sumter. Amelia Tallman. Rory Tierney Osterloth. Elena Vidalis. Andres Viveros. Marcus Wansley. Lillian Warren. Emma Wayhofer. Sarah Williams. Maddie Woosley. Kevin Yu. Lauren Youngblood. Annie Yu. Justin Uradich. Tommy Zapatil. Kieran Zung. Vanessa Zhang. We're going to give them some time to percolate through the photos in the back. Okay, so we welcome you, class of 2030, to the pharmacy profession. Let's give everyone a round of applause. So we now come to a very deeply meaningful part of today's ceremony, which is the recitation of the oath of a pharmacist. I would like to invite Dean Ray again to the podium to lead our student pharmacists in this very important tradition, marking their commitment to the values and responsibilities of the profession.
Thank you, Dean Snosky. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in your journey towards becoming pharmacists. The white coat you wear today is more than just a piece of clothing. It symbolizes your commitment to the profession and the responsibility we as pharmacists hold to serve our patients with compassion and integrity. As you wear these coats, let them serve as a reminder of the hard work it has taken to reach this point and the commitment required to move forward. Throughout your time in pharmacy school, you will face many challenges. My hope for all of you is that you learn from your mentors, grow alongside your peers, and be supported by those who believe in you. We all believe in you. Each of these experiences will shape you, preparing you to face the challenges ahead and make a difference in the lives of those that you will serve. Today, as we recite the oath of a pharmacist, let us affirm our commitment to uphold the highest standards of our profession and pledge to use our knowledge and skills to improve the health and well-being of our communities, always putting patients first. Please rise for the recitation of the oath. I also invite any pharmacists in the audience to join if they would like. Please repeat each statement after me. I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy.
I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy.
In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns.
In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity, the relief of suffering my primary concerns.
I will promote inclusion and belonging, respect differences in all individuals, and address health disparities to advance health equity for all people.
I will promote inclusion and belonging, respect differences in all individuals, and address health disparities to advance health equity for all people.
I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for all patients.
I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for all patients.
I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me.
I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me.
I will accept the responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness.
I will accept the responsibility to improve my professional knowledge, expertise, and self-awareness.
I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our professionals' moral, ethical, and legal conduct.
I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct.
I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care.
I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care.
I will utilize my knowledge, skills, expertise, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists.
I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists.
I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public.
I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization
Thank you, and congratulations again to the class of 2030.
You guys can be seated. Thank you. I would like to thank our speakers for taking time out of their busy schedules to be with us and inspire us with their wisdom today. Thank you also to the faculty and staff who worked so hard to put this outstanding program together for us. And finally, a sincere thank you to your family and friends who have and will continue to support you throughout this journey. In closing, I'd like to quote Spider-Man. You know who that is? Who said that with great power comes great responsibility. By donning the white coat, you are now a trusted healthcare professional. It's now your responsibility to put your patients ahead of all things and to hold yourself to the highest ethical and moral standards. Welcome to the profession. I'm very proud to be your colleague. I will now invite the newly coated student pharmacists to exit the auditorium and meet in the Hansher lobby on the stairs for a group photograph. For the rest of the audience, please remain seated until the students have exited and be mindful of the group photograph in the lobby. Thank you all for being here today, and again, a very, very hearty welcome to the profession to all of our P1s.